Guys, welcome to another BritAsia live, and I think this is probably one of the most exciting lives that we're gonna do because we're gonna get one of the most exclusive artists. This artist is like, I don't have any words for him because he doesn't really come into a public, appearance kind of place. He doesn't do interviews. He's very, very low-key, but his music does the talking for him. And I'm super excited. I think I've been so excited since last night that I wasn't even able to sleep properly because I was just thinking, what am I supposed to ask him? And I've got so many things to ask him. So let's go no further. He's done so many big collaborations, whether that's Sidhu Moosewala and his biggest track. So let's add PropheC into the live. I'm hoping that he's going to come on straight away because I have been so excited. So I wonder if I'm going to speak to him in Punjabi or am I going to speak to him in English. That's a bit of a confusing one, but I'm going to send him the request. I'm just waiting for him to accept it, and as soon as he accepts it, then it's over to you guys to even ask some questions. Yesterday I asked you guys to send me some questions कि अपने questions पूछो, and you guys sent tons and tons and tons of questions, and I was just lost of words, to be honest. I'm just waiting for him to come on. I have had a heads up from his team, so I hope he's such a off social media person, so it's really hard to get in touch with him like that. Give me 1 second. I hope this is not like the next embarrassing thing when I'm just waiting for him for like hours and then he's just like, actually, changed my mind today. I've got all of his fan pages watching, which is the tension is rising. Okay, just waiting for him. Give me 1 second. PropheC. Well, till then, you guys can send me some questions. Give me 1 sec. I've got so many people watching because everybody's like waiting for him. So I really hope that he can just pick up my request. Should I just take a sip of my coffee because I'm like super excited? We're just waiting for them. We're just waiting for them. We just got a little we're just waiting for them. I just got a message from them saying that they're trying to get this live to open up. PropheC, if you're watching, you have a lot of your fans waiting for you to come on, so you better hurry up. This is the stuff that they're supposed to get ready before. Do I go off and come back on? We're 4 minutes in. The tension is crazy. Finally! Hi, PropheC.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very, very good. Thank you so much for coming on live with us. I know you don't do this much, but
no, thank
crazy.
You. Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Before I even go into it, I'm a big fan. I absolutely love your music, and we just don't get to see you speak or like talk to anyone, so it's just nice to have you here.
Yeah, I'm just really, I'm usually shy in front of the camera, so I just don't do too many interviews or anything. So I kind of do my thing, make music, and lay low.
Yeah, well, congratulations on Solace, and the album's going great. It's even in the charts in the UK, so congratulations on that.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
So I'm actually going to start with Solace. We're going to go a bit backwards. Do you want to tell us, like, what was the kind of motive behind it? What were you thinking when you were releasing this one?
Yeah, so basically when I made Solace, I was thinking of doing a Senti EP in 2020. So basically the lockdown happened and then I kind of didn't really feel like releasing music. And I don't know, I just took like good 6 7 months to like perfect every song. And then we also lucked out with the last song to get, you know, the late Sadul Sukandarji on the song. And, you know, so the whole EP kind of just came together. And I'm kind of the person that like, I believe that you should, I believe that you should just take the time. I mean, we had lockdown, we had so much time. So I just wanted to take as much time as possible to perfect these songs.
Yeah, yeah. One of the biggest things about your album is that you got to collaborate with Santul Sekunderji. And how did you kind of feel? Because obviously, like, the news came about and it was just like, you know, the last track that he sung.
For me, it was obviously very, very heartbreaking. Even before he passed, I just spoke to the family like 3 days before. We were planning a video for Maula as well. You know, we've been sitting on the song for like 3 months. So unfortunately, Ustadji's health was on and off since December. So for me, it's just probably one of the biggest blessings that we got him on the song, and not even just got him on the song. He was the type of person that like he literally looked at the whole song and, you know, gave me pointers. Sometimes when an artist is featured on a song, it's usually like, okay, I just want my part to be the best, and, you know, whatever happens on the song is fine. But with Sadhu Sugandaji, he looked at my lyrics, you know, "Ithe teri Punjabi nahi thi, kithe aa kar, oh kar," and it's just like those memories are probably. And big shout outs to his son Alap, who actually
Yeah.
put it together.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, congratulations on the track as well. I think it was a beautiful track. PropheC, Neil Jatta to Leke to PropheC. Um, as far as I've done the research, business marketing is what you were doing.
Yeah, yeah.
So from that to PropheC, what kind of led you to this?
I mean, I've been singing since I was a kid. I've been classically trained since I was 5, vocally and on the baja and stuff. So I think it was kind of something that I was always going to do. And the degree was kind of, you know, just as a fallback, or, you know, for the parents to make them happy a little bit. But once I started making money off this, there was like no going back.
Yeah, yeah. What was the family's reaction? So, you know, when you wanted to go into this, and, you know, did they say no, or was there a bit of like a...
No, I mean, my dad's always been supportive. My dad still, like, every song we do, every song I've ever done has been run through my dad.
Yeah.
He sits right there, I sit right here, and we just kind of make music all day. So with my dad, it's always, you know, make sure if you're going to do it 100%, and don't, you know, he's kind of kept me focused. And for my mom, like, she didn't really understand. So at least make sure you get a degree, make sure you know what I mean, have something to fall back on. And so
Yeah. I do want to just go into a bit of Punjabi as well. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਨੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਬੋਲ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ. You obviously sing in Punjabi as well. But ਉੱਥੇ ਰਹਿ ਕੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਬੋਲਣੀ and choosing to sing Punjabi, you could have chosen to sing anything else. Why still did you stick to Punjabi? Was it something to do with family, or?
Yeah, I mean, me and my dad, like we're really, like, me and my dad are kind of like friends, like more as their son. So my dad always used to introduce me to Punjabi music when I was really, really young, and it wasn't like popular Punjabi music. It was always like Sufi or Senti music, or like, you know, Sadhu Sekundarji, Hans Raj Hans, Durga Rangila, Savarkoti. You know, those Charanjit Ahuja ji, like, those are the people that I kind of idolized as a kid. So like that's why my music kind of is basically an urban version of that. Like, I try and use those same sounds, those same strings, that same feel that I was kind of brought up with in the 90s. And so I think it was like, my mom always tells me, "Tum Angrezi gaya kar, aa kare kar, oh kare kar," but for me, I love singing Punjabi. I love, like, Punjabi music. And like, for us, Punjabi music is usually like, you know, here's a tol, here's a tumbi, here's traditional. But the side of Punjabi music I've seen is like a very classical Punjabi, is very like on the baja, listen to a lot of like Sufi music, ghazals and stuff. So that's kind of the Punjabi music that I was brought up with.
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing. So do you go to Punjab quite a lot? Have you been to Punjab after the whole, like, you know, music scene?
Yeah, I mean, I was just there last year before the pandemic. I had a few shows, and even now, I think we're just waiting for COVID to kind of die down, and then hopefully make a proper trip to India soon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And what's the kind of reaction like there? Because obviously, when we are like abroad and when we are home, you know, the vibe's a bit different. Whereas in India, obviously, it's like the mainstream kind of business there. So, what's it like going back now
Yeah,
that you're?
crazy. It's just I never thought I'd have fans. I never thought I'd have you know what I mean? I never thought anyone would listen to my music. ਹੁਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਜਾਈਦਾ ਆ ਪਿੰਡ, you know, ਅਸੀਂ ਪਿਛਲੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਗਏ ਸੀ, I think there's just like 50, 60 kids randomly waiting at my house, or I go to the airport, there's just people waiting there, and it's just kind of crazy, you know. Like, I live in Calgary, I walk my dog every day, like, you know what I mean? It's just normal life. And then when you're touring, when you're even in India or in New York or anywhere else, it's like such a different experience.
Yeah, yeah. And where are you from India? So, because I was trying to look for it, but I couldn't.
My family's from Jalandhar. Our pind is Chigitti. It's right by the PAP grounds. So we get to go back. We're lucky that we get to go back quite a bit.
ਦੁਆਬੇ ਵਾਲੀ ਵੈਸੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਘੈਂਟ ਆ, so ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ.
100%, 100%.
Yeah, yeah. PropheC, you've done some of the biggest collaborations, some of the biggest tracks for some of the biggest artists at the moment as well. Obviously, you did the track Sone Lagde, and it was, you know, it's still one of the, like, you know, evergreen tracks, I can say. What was the collaboration like, you know, collaborating with Sidhu at the time?
Yeah, so it was, honestly, I didn't think that there was going to be a song out of it. I didn't think that we're going to make anything. He actually had a show here in Calgary, and he just came here to chill, and he was kind of telling me that he's been listening to my music since like 2011. He's like, "Hanji bhaji, MySpace te assi thode gaane labhi de si." So for me, it was such a big thing. And then he actually had the first verse of Sone Lagde ready. So he was just sitting back there. I was working right here. And the way Sidhu works is that he's kind of writes on the spot. So, like, he'll be talking about his life, and then he'll go record the verse, then he'll come back and finish his story, and then it was such a, like, we made a lot of songs that night, even like over the last year. Like, it's really easy working with him.
Yeah, yeah. And you stay in touch? Have you talked about other collaborations, maybe?
Yeah, we talked 3 weeks ago. I think he's working on this album.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, obviously, we've been working a lot. Let's just see, you know, when it's ready to come out.
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing. You know what? Like, one of the questions I have had, who broke your heart? And I want to ask you this: who broke your heart, PropheC? Why are you always releasing senti tracks?
Honestly, like I said, it's less than like what I've gone through, more than just like the type of music I connect to. There are a few songs that are like, you know, based off breakups or, you know, things like that. Like Strangers was like a song that like happened kind of right after a breakup, and I wrote that song and I ended up putting it out. But otherwise, for me, it's just like, I just love making that music. Like, even if I make a dance song, I want to put something like emotional in there, and that's kind of always been my thing. I just kind of do what I like and see where it goes.
That's amazing. So you talked about relationships. So the girls have actually sent me this question so much over the last 2 days. Is that, are you single? And are the girls able to kind of, you know, reach out? Maybe would you be interested in dating a fan?
I don't know about that. I mean, it's for me, I don't know. Like, I'm not really looking, to be honest. Like, I am single, but I'm kind of just focused on music, and especially in this line, it's like you gotta focus on kind of one thing. I've tried to like balance a bunch of stuff, and usually music gets left behind or relationships get left behind. So like for me right now, it's just like that Solace did well, that I have to release more songs, because I took like a break of like 7 months, I think, before Solace. So my whole thing is now just want to release music and, you know, kind of keep going.
So on that note, you know, about like breaks and, you know, taking a lot of time, you have been in the game from 2011. It's been like, 10 years now. And you've been singing from before that as well. So, but why, like, the gaps in between?
I mean, last year I think it was definitely COVID, the pandemic, and like a lot of my shows got canceled. So I kind of didn't know what to do. Like I was, I'm a very introverted person. Like I just kind of staying, within my small circle and live a private life. But I realized that I really miss like traveling. I missed all those things, and I think the 7 month break for me was just to kind of find out what I want to do. Like I finally have the opportunity to sit here and perfect little things that I didn't like in the past. So I just kind of worked on like, upgrading my studio and kind of just spending time with family. Like we finally got like, I live at home with my parents and my brother. And so it's just kind of nice to sit back for a bit. And
what is the kind of like the major change after becoming a big name, and you're like one of the top artists, you're trending in the charts? What has been the biggest change in your life?
I think it's just still getting recognized. Like for me, it's like I said, I'm a very private person. So when someone stops me or someone like wants to take a picture, wants an autograph, I'm always still like, I can't kind of believe. I'm just like, oh, like I kind of look around and then be like, oh yeah, they're trying to take a picture with me. So I think that's always, and I don't think I'll ever adjust to that. Like I know a lot of like some of my friends and stuff, and they're just like, oh yeah, we're used to it. I don't think that's something I'll ever be used to.
Yeah.
Like sometimes like people, suppose wearing a package the other day. And,
Oh, there's a connection break. Well, we have maybe lost him. I'm just gonna. Okay, we've got you back. I think we've got you back.
yes, so
Can you hear me, PropheC?
yes, I can't see you.
The connection is very, very poor. Like all of a sudden, this is the last live I want the connection to be poor on. How about right, so we just lost the connection. Let's try and add him again. Give me 1 second. I did not want that. I cannot see you, and it's not connected properly yet. Here we go. We've got you back. Is the connection in Calgary quite bad, like the network, or is it just my side?
Everything's showing full bars.
I can still hear you very, very badly, so I don't know if we should restart the live or... Can you hear me now?
It's just very broken up.
Yeah, I think the internet just broke up, but that's okay. Just technical issues. It's normal, I guess.
Yeah, I think your voice is just cutting out.
Okay. It's still quite bad connection, but I'm trying to Your Wi-Fi is breaking up completely. Okay, so I cannot hear him at all. Okay, so the connection is quite poor. I don't know what's going on. Let me try again. I think there's definitely some issue with the connection. This is the last live. I wanted some technical issues. It's okay. I'm gonna get back on. I'm still trying to. There's a massive issue right now. Okay. I don't really know how to sort this out. Try that again. I am so sad. I have so many more questions for him. I have so many more questions for him. And I'm just waiting for him to come back on. It's okay. We're going to get there. We're going to get him back on. Thank God your connection... Is the connection in Calgary very bad? Your Wi-Fi went down or what?
And the whole connection just kind of went weird.
Okay, well, you're back on now. Well, thank you for coming back on. Anyway, so back to what we were talking about. You know, so much change has come about, and we still don't see much of you on the internet. We still don't see much of you within the industry either. Is there a specific reason as to why? You know, I know you mentioned that you like staying, you know, with your own kind of circle, but
I think like for me, I feel like in the industry, there's like I have a lot of friends in the industry, and I'm connecting with them literally. Like I talked to Jazz Dami probably 2 days ago for like 2-3 hours, or you know what I mean. Like I have a lot of friends in the industry. I feel like right now, like there's a bit too much commotion going on. And I'm like type of a simple person that's like, you know what, I'll just stand back here, make my music. Like to be honest, I'm not really into that whole commotion. Like a lot of that stuff to me doesn't really seem necessary. It just seems like, you know, that's a way that some people promote themselves. For me, it's just like, just let the music do the talking. Like I make music, I put it out. I feel like you should, you know what I mean? I feel like right now in the industry, it seems like, you know, this artist isn't getting along with this artist is doing that. And I get along with all those artists, but I just don't feel the need to, you know, be performative about it or come on live or, you know what I mean? Do all these things that I don't think are too necessary,
yeah,
you know, to push your music.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's amazing. I love that. PropheC, who have you been like, you know, listening to even now? Who were you listening to when you were growing up? I know you mentioned some names, but who was like your favorite artist?
It just changes. It changes so much. Right now, I listen to the complete opposite music of like what I make. Like I like listening to like right now, obviously I'm listening to like Simran Dadli. I think she's amazing. Sanby's an amazing producer. Kid. Like I listen to like more like Tum Tumake songs. Like I listen to commercial bhangra. Like I'm a huge bhangra head. Like UK music, I'd say like 2000 to 2010. Like that whole era is. I have like a playlist of like probably like 500-600 songs where it's just changing always. So for me, I'd say like, yeah, probably UK Punjabi music from like 2000 to 2010. You know, all the producers from that era, all the singers from that era, all even like the tabla players, like, you know, whether it's Cam Frantic or, you know what I mean? Any of these, like, those are the type of people that I listen to, and those are the type of people I like kind of idolize.
Yeah, yeah. But your music is completely different. So have you thought about like doing something like that as well?
I mean, like I've made Bhangra songs. It just doesn't feel like, for me, if it doesn't feel organic, it doesn't feel like it shouldn't feel forced. And so when I make those songs, like they feel forced and they don't seem like it comes from the heart.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm trying to hit a market. I'm trying to do this. And so when I feel that I'm doing that, then I just kind of stop and kind of go to, you know what I mean, something that I enjoy.
A dream collaboration that you might have like thought about, you know, you want to collaborate with an artist that you've thought about like forever?
I think my favorite is probably A.R. Rahman. I think I've been saying that my whole career, just because he, like, a lot of like the sounds and stuff that I do use are really influenced from him. Yeah. And he really, like, he's someone that I really resonate with, like, musically. But I mean, for me, it's different too. I like working with good people and good artists. So sometimes the artist could be amazing, but if they're like a bit difficult to work with, or if there's egos and stuff, then I kind of just stay back.
Yeah, yeah. Well, talking about, you know, coming to the UK, and like you were talking about the UK music, you did also organize a UK tour. You know, your team had put that in place. Obviously, due to COVID, it was rescheduled. The tickets had gone out on sale, I think, as well. So when are you coming back? Is there any updates? Because the UK fans are going crazy right now.
So hopefully end of this year. I think what we're aiming towards, just because like we're kind of stuck too, because governments are changing regulations like every single day. So like sometimes things will be open and we'll get a email or something, or talk to the promoters and they'll be like, okay, I think we can do it, and then it just gets closed again. So I think hopefully by sometime the end of this year is when I kind of want to do it, and hopefully we're all vaccinated, we're all safe, and then
one thing I want to ask is like, you know, the name PropheC. Now your name is completely different to your artist name. So where and how did that come together? Because it's super unique.
So I used to make beats. Me and my brother, he used to like rap a little. I used to make beats, and I was looking for like a producer DJ name, like this is when I was like, I don't know, like 12 or 13 years old. And so we were just watching like The Matrix one time, and then I used to go by DJ PropheC for a long time, because I was like, oh, they're saying this and this is such a cool word. And then it just kind of stuck, and then I came into the Punjabi industry, and Itiloki, you know, everyone has a tough time pronouncing it, and then I thought maybe change it, and then it was kind of too late, so I just kind of stuck with it and kept going.
Yeah, yeah. Well, before everybody starts getting angry with me, we do need to hear your voice live on this live. So we do want to hear a song. But I know a lot of people are asking for the older tracks, but I want to hear something from the album Solace. So your favorite track at the album, if you could.
Yeah. Saadiyan nasibaan j saadi baan fadi hai, jinu aasi chaya j सामने ओ खड़ी है, इश्क दी लगिया मैनू यारा, तेरे नाल ही जहान मेरा सारा, ठगियां मैं तेरियां ते जाने वारा जद दूर तू होवे दिल साडा डरदा, जद सामने तू होवे फिर कादा परदा, जद मेरे नेड़े होवे तू दिल हवा विच उड़ने नू करदा, जद मेरे नेड़े होवे तू.
That's beautiful. You've got such a peaceful voice.
Woke up and my voice is all raspy, but
That's okay. But you honestly have such a smooth voice, and I think it's very rare. So we love that, and us lot at BritAsia, we love your music.
Thank you.
One other thing is the fact that coming up with something new. Now I know you have your own genre, but you know, staying within that genre, but also coming up with something new every single time. How hard is it, or you know, is it quite easy for you?
It's a bit of both. Like there's sometimes like I'll make an idea and then it just sits there for like a month or even years. Especially this song Close, I made in 2014. I wrote this song and then fun fact, Amrit Aman actually helped me write all the verses for the song. So big shout outs to him. But basically it's just on and off. Sometimes I'll make a song in like an hour and that will be the song. Like it's kind of different with collaborations too, because collaborations are a lot easier sometimes because there's two people working, and like even if it's me and Sidhu or me and Amrit, or even with Azu, like when people are there that can kind of add their ideas, it comes quicker. Whereas for me, I overthink a lot. Like that's usually why my music doesn't come out, is because I think and think and think and think, and then I'm thinking, oh, what can I do? And I think about those things as well too. Like, you know, I don't want things to sound the same, but I don't want things to feel like too removed where people are like, oh, like he's trying too hard to do something else.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's just like, it's like a constant struggle all the time just to like get everything together. And yeah, I'd say for me, like I overthink a lot. Like that's usually, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, thwadi gaane nahi honde. And I'm just like, I'm just sitting here thinking, like what, if it's good, if it's not good. Like I probably have like 50, 60 songs that I'll probably never release just because I don't think they're like good enough.
Oh, right. Well, we want to hear those 50, 60 songs.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure they'll come out in like 5 years, like as something else, but at least the idea.
Yeah. Well, obviously we were talking about, you know, the tracks and how quick you come up with it. What has been your quickest track, and what has been the what took you the longest, and what took you the quickest time? Like,
I'd say one of the quickest songs was Charlemagne I did in 2015. I actually made that in my manager's kitchen. So his mom was going to India, or his mom was going to Pakistan, and we just went to his house, and I literally just made the beat, made the song, and yeah, and then I hit up Fateh for the verse relatively quick too. And I'd say one of the longest songs is the song I did for Season, which was called Jana Teja. And I made that song in 2011, like when I was still in like high school and stuff. So I sat on that song for like almost 10 years, and then, you know, kind of came back to it and reworked it and put it on the EP, or sorry, put it on the album.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's great. That's great. So you don't really have like, you know, a specific, some tracks just take you forever.
Yeah. Yeah, it just depends on the song. I mean, for me, I don't know, like for me, I can't go in and make music and just be like, this is the formula, this is what I'm going to do. This is, you know, there's a lot of producers that kind of have like, okay, I'm going to make the beat first, I'm going to do this. Sometimes like the song that I release will be like, I was just singing it in the shower and I kind of liked it, so I recorded it and it became a song. And then sometimes I put like months and months of effort into something, and then that song won't even do anything, or I'll release it, and you know what I mean? So it's just like hit and miss for me. I just kind of do what I feel, and then if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then you just try another one.
When it comes to the reactions, and you know, you see a track's gone well, or it's not done so well, or you see all these memes, or you see all these tweets saying that, you know, PropheC, you're like breaking a lot of people's hearts, or this and that. What's your reaction to it? Do you see everything that, you know, people post for you?
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of it. A big thing for me is like, sometimes obviously when a song like doesn't do as well, it's a bit disappointing. And sometimes, you know, the memes and everything, I see it as like, it doesn't really, like, I don't really pay too much attention to it. I'm kind of like just doing my own thing. And, you know, if I see something, sometimes if it makes me laugh, you know, it's a lot of people, you know, the broken heart memes and stuff, like I like watching those, and you know, the team's always sending me like funny stuff that someone's posted, or I get a kick out of that. For the most part, though, like it just doesn't. It's right at this moment. It's more of just about like that stuff is necessary, you know, to be famous and stuff like that. But if I was completely honest, like I would put the fame to the side and hopefully just make music. Like that would be my dream if like no one even knew what I looked like, no one knew who I was, whatever. They just listened to the music. Obviously, we live in a different day and age where you have to kind of do these things. But for me, I'm just like sometimes it's really nice, and then sometimes for me it's just like, you know, I'm here living my normal life, and it's just like, you know, that's kind of removed from what I am.
Being so like, you know, not so worried about the fame, and you know, you're more like, you know, into the music, and you've always thought about it, and you know, when it comes to the commercial side, when you have probably maybe your team or maybe the people around you or the other people in the industry, they probably tell you once in a while, commercial kar la kuch hun, hai na, ja, let's do a Bhangra song. Is there that, and how do you kind of cope with that then?
Yeah, I mean, it's different. Like it's different when I first started and people were kind of pressuring me to do that. But now it's kind of opposite. Like if anyone needs a romantic song or if anyone needs a sad song, then they come to me. So it's not like, oh, do this or do that. Like I've made, you know, Charlemagne and all. I've made Yara Tu with Azu. I've made Vibe, which is probably one of my biggest songs. And I'll still make those songs. I'll still make like commercial songs. They'll just be on my terms. Like they'll be on the way that I kind of want to do it instead of like me following someone else's trend or following someone else. It'll kind of just be what I want to do. And I think most of the artists that I work with are pretty respectful in that sense, that like whenever I've worked with, you know, whether it's like Mickey, Fateh or Azu or any of these people, like first of all, we're more like friends. So it's easier to make music. Like I think like maybe one day I will, just as a joke, release one of those songs. But for now, I mean, I think we have a good idea of what I want to do and where.
Yeah, for sure. Well, one of my favorite tracks of yours is definitely one of the first ones that came out. Is Kinachir. Just a simple video, simple track, but a beautiful track. And every wedding I've been to, it's like the ultimate wedding track. So.
Like
track, the inspiration.
Yeah, everyone told me not to release that song. Like I won't name names, but there was a lot of artists at that time, like whatever, and a lot of people felt that it was so slow, or it was that. Like for me, that was actually a song I wrote for another artist, and he ended up not taking that song, so that I just kind of put it on the album, shot a quick video to it, and that's actually a song that blew up. I'd say like a year after I released it, where people started doing covers. People started doing like wedding videos and stuff later on. But when it first came out, like it wasn't that big of a song.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
now like the ultimate track.
Yeah, no, 100%. Now it's a meme song and everything.
What was like the inspiration behind the track? Obviously, you probably had the inspiration there when you were writing the track, or you know, you were making it, even when you did think that somebody else was going to take it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like usually the inspiration for all my songs is the melody. Like I sometimes, like even my lyrics, I don't personally think that they're like anything extraordinary. It's more so I feel like people catch on to the melody. I don't think like I don't like, I think there's far better writers in the industry. For me, it was just like I made that and then I just needed words to put there, so I was like, and then we just kind of filled in the words, and that's usually how.
But like we want to hear the, you know, a good because it lives rent free in all of our minds, so we want to hear the live version of it as well.
किन्ना चिर तेनू दिल च लुका के रखिया किते वखे ना हो जावी मैं तो तू तेनू साहां दी लड़ी च मैं परोखे रखिया किते साहां तो ना हो जावी तू दूर.
I cannot wait until your tour is rescheduled so that we can all come and just enjoy the night, and just watch you sing and just do your thing because you're brilliant at it.
Thank you so much.
What is coming next? Obviously, the album's just dropped, but what's next? What's in the pipeline? What should we expect?
So, I mean, we just have a bunch of singles now. I'm just literally working day and night to finish songs. There's a few collaborations, surprised that are, I think, gonna blow people away.
Yeah.
So, really looking forward to those.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of going with the flow. Just
Yeah.
Sometimes like "Tum Hiya" was one of the songs where I just kind of woke up and was like, I want to kind of release a song next week. So I'm going to make this song. So you just never know what could happen. I can wake up tomorrow. Right now we're in a pandemic, so it's kind of hard to shoot videos, but I mean, we're always working, so.
Yeah. What's one of the like motives that you kind of carry? What is the one thing that you want to give to the music world, and like, you know, something you've thought about always?
I think it's just like to be yourself, like to be myself, and not adhere to, you know, it's kind of easy to be like, oh, this is the trend right now, this is what's popular, this is whatever. But for me, it's always been, as long as I kind of, you know, pay attention to what's going on in here and pay attention to kind of who I am, know who I am, just kind of put that out into the world. I think there's so much pressure on everyone to be like, nahi hun hana idan de gaane chalde a, hun hana banduka wale gaane chalde a, ya aa gaana chalda a, so you have to do that. But for me, I've always just made what I wanted to make. Like if I had an idea, I've just shot the video, put it out, and that hasn't failed me, you know, so far.
Do you ever kind of get that kind of let's say like just that click कि चलो जो सारे कर रहे हैं मैं भी चल कर ही लेना है? Do you have that, or you just, there's none of that?
No, like I could watch the industry from the outside too, and when I like, I don't think I've ever been like, oh, now we need to, like, how ridiculous would I look holding like an AK-47? I'm like 5 foot, you know what I mean? Like it wouldn't make any sense. And you just kind of got to see who you are. Like I've made songs talking about my journey to success, or journey to, you know, about like, you know, in fame, or like Hit Me Up, or songs like that, where things like I've talked about my own personal life. But I don't think I would go that far to like do what everyone else is doing, you know, just because trends come and go. You know, I think there's so many artists that have been here for such a long time, and it's only because they do what's inside of them. They don't try and, you know, change themselves.
Yeah. Well, that's brilliant. I wish I could carry on and talk to you about so many more things, because I've had so many questions come in. But one thing is that everybody loves you, and your work is just so unique, so soothing, I should say. Something like, you know, a fan moment that you would always remember, or something that kind of hit you. Okay,
yeah, I mean, I think I've told this story a lot. It was basically me and my dad always used to kind of argue on what type of music, because I'm classically trained, and, you know, he always thought that I should do like Sufi music or this and that. And we actually had a trip to India in 2014 or 15. And that's when we kind of realized that, oh, wow, like, it's the looking there. So my dad was always like, you know, don't make these type of songs, make like Sufi songs, classical songs. And we got to India, and I'd put up a snap that my pind pahunch gaya. And probably like 80, 90 kids showed up in front of my house. And I was staying, and my ta'i was there at the time. And they're like, oh, appa PropheC nu milna hai. She didn't know anything. She didn't koi PropheC randa. So she told, you know, told all of them to go home. But for me and my dad, like, my dad was like, wow, like, it's India bhi tinu loki jaan de. And so from that, it was kind of a, you know what I mean? It was kind of, for me, it was kind of a proud moment that I could show my dad that, you know, I did this by myself. And, you know, that's kind of the starting, where I always think like 2014, 15 is kind of when I started my career and when I had fans.
That's amazing. Well, a long way to go, and we've got a lot more music from you coming, I'm pretty sure, and we're looking forward to it.
No, likewise. Thank you so much. First of all the people tuned in, you know, thank you guys so much. I'm just looking at all the comments, but thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much for coming on, because honestly, when I saw the poster, And I was like, is this real, or, you know, is this just
Yeah.
something, because he doesn't do any of this?
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people were shocked that I'm finally coming live. And
Yeah.
they expected me to see like Sutta Uta, and but I still appreciate it. I'm
Before you
really
go, we want to hear one more track, and I want to hear Tuhiya. Maybe I just
yeah.
want to hear so many, but I think Tuhiya will go with Tuhiya.
ਹੋਵਾਂਗਾ ਕੱਚ ਦੀਆਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਨੀ ਮੈਂ ਦੇਣੀਆਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਉਂਝ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਤਾਂ ਦੇਖੀਆਂ ਬਥੇਰੀਆਂ ਨੀਂਦ ਰਾਤਾਂ ਦੀ ਮੈਂ ਕਦੇ ਖੋਈ ਨਾ ਤੂੰ ਹੀ ਆ ਜਿਨ ਚੋਰੀ ਚੋਰੀ ਅੱਖੀਆਂ ਮਿਲਾਈਆਂ Sorry about my voice.
That's okay. I know it's early morning there as well. I just thought, like, you've just woken up, and but thank you so much, PropheC. I really appreciate it. I love the conversation with you.
No, likewise.
You come down here soon so that we can actually have a sit down and proper interview. And
Well,
can't wait.
No, likewise.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely day, and thanks to the team as well for setting it up.
Yeah, big shout outs to BritAsia, big shout outs to yourself, and obviously the fans. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Okay, take care. Bye bye.